If they ain't on crack cocaine or cocoa or pink cocoa or any other kind of drugs that got their mind out of it, like a couple of his close friends is, they gotta be shitting bricks.
You may think you know a lot about Diddy's shady dealings already, but you're mistaken. Diddy played a significant role in the shady businesses that have been going down in Hollywood for decades. If Diddy isn't caught illegally carrying weapons, he's distributing or doing drugs. And there's the trafficking allegations still hanging over his head. It has always been some sort of criminal activity Diddy has to deal with. Yeah, everyone is familiar with that. But the public isn't familiar with the extent of how serious those crimes are.
So now, to make Puff the face of sex trafficking, the face of being, monogamous towards women.
It's no longer news that Diddy got some of his properties raided by Homeland Security. The news gets juicier with the details involved in the case. According to several reports, Diddy's homes were raided due to his connection to an trafficking case. But Diddy can't be the only one in charge of that kind of activity. He's not the sole operator of the crime. So, word on the street is that some powerful and influential people in Hollywood are behind Diddy's recent downfall. Don't conclude that these influential and powerful figures are wicked, because the game is the game. Diddy could have done the same thing if the roles were reversed. Anyway, Diddy has been getting himself in a lot of trouble lately, and it's only a matter of time before he draws his troubles to those people's homes too. Diddy's cohorts may love him as co-conspirators in some crimes, but they wouldn't want Diddy to bring them down along with himself. Rumors have been swirling that those influential and powerful people pulled the strings to get Diddy's houses raided to remove themselves from a brooding trouble that is about to flood into their lives due to Diddy. Y'all remember Lil Rod revealing in his court document that Diddy is the type of man who loves to keep a recording of every activity going on in his surroundings? So those people know for sure that Diddy can expose them in a single heartbeat. Imagine big companies' CEOs being involved in trafficking and drug dealings, and Diddy having many recordings of them being at work? That would definitely turn the whole industry upside down. They wouldn't want that to happen. Aside from Lil Rod exposing Diddy's love for keeping video recordings of him and his big friend's vices in action, Cassie had initially also talked about Diddy's specialty in recording some really nasty activities in his mansions. In Cassie's court document, she revealed how Diddy never misses the opportunity to make video recordings of his infamous freak-off sessions that he forced Cassie to be a part of with some male S-workers. The revelation got more twisted after Cassie mentioned how Diddy's so-called video recordings aren't easy to get rid of. If you've not caught on to the drift, let's give a more straightforward explanation. Cassie revealed how she once tried to delete the recordings from one of Diddy's gadgets, and that was the moment she realized she had been in the dark for years. Cassie explained how Diddy always backed up the recordings to several other gadgets he owns, so there's no way to make it disappear, except when Diddy wants it to disappear. Here, it gets darker. The so-called powerful and influential people think sending the feds to Diddy's homes to raid them would make their secrets go away, but they don't know what they are in for just yet. The feds raided Diddy's homes, and they must have definitely got their hands on many things. Probably evidence that could put Diddy behind bars, but they can't really be sure their own secrets are safe yet. Interestingly, Diddy is still keeping quiet about the raids, but no one knows what's going on behind the scenes. Diddy may be all about the brother love idea on the outside, but on the inside, Diddy has got more skeletons in his closet than anyone can imagine. Y'all remember Keefe D name-dropping Diddy as the main character in Tupac's death? Well, Keefe D and his Crips gang may be the men that put several bullets through Tupac's body, but someone called the shots, and that's allegedly Diddy. According to Keefe D, Diddy wasn't cool with the way Tupac was on top of the game when the East Coast-West Coast beef was happening. So when Tupac released the Hit 'Em Up diss track and the world couldn't stop jamming it, Diddy was filled with rage and wanted Tupac out of the game really bad. Well, that's one of the insane things Diddy has allegedly been up to behind the scenes. Diddy's supposed best friend Jay-Z has also had to take Diddy's advice and skill into consideration on some accounts. Yeah, Diddy and Jay-Z may not have seen eye to eye in a while due to Diddy's unending troubles, Jay-Z has been distancing himself from Diddy, but it won't erase some shady things they have both been involved in the past. There's the tea about Kathy White, one of Jay-Z's mistresses. Back in the day, the woman ended up dead mysteriously. Wondering where the connection is? Diddy and Jay-Z had originally met Kathy and her friends. So when things got messy between Jay and Kathy, Diddy couldn't help but lend his friend a hand, since he knew the ropes to such things. Talking about allegedly unaliving women that seemed to be threats in Diddy's life, we can't forget to mention Kim Porter. Kim Porter was going to publish a tell-all book about Diddy's dark secrets. Well, let's just say Kim didn't live to fulfill her dreams of exposing Diddy. However, Diddy was still exposed for the nerve-wracking things he had done to Kim in the past, from constantly hitting her and assaulting her to breaking her nose on a yacht. Like, a yacht is meant for cruises and vacations, but that was where Diddy lost his patience and allegedly hit Kim, which led to her broken nose. Yeah, that's brutal, but that's not the worst thing Diddy has done. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has constantly exposed Diddy and his treacherous behaviors. On the aspect of injuring women, Gene exposed Diddy that he had beaten a baby out of one of his romantic partners at a time.
Gina, who said he beat her so bad that it kicked her baby out of her. She was pregnant with his baby, and she lost the baby. They'll say I'll be helping the authorities, but she got on a national show.
That's quite extreme. There's also Cassie, who revealed in her lawsuit against Diddy in 2023 how Diddy made her live through the worst moments of her life while they had their 11-year relationship going. Cassie had thought starting a relationship with Diddy after she was signed to his label would be a good thing, only if she knew she was going on the wrongest path of her life. Cassie slowly began to witness Diddy's brutality as the relationship progressed. If Cassie was not getting beat up by Diddy, she was being assaulted or forced to participate in some weird occultic activities. Aside from Cassie trying to survive all of these in the hands of Diddy, she still had to deal with helping Diddy carry his weapons into restricted areas. Not to talk of the way she often got drugged, or how Diddy orders her to find some specific features in the type of S-male workers he wants her to have S with. Believe it or not, it happened to Cassie. But still, that wasn't the worst thing Diddy was up to in the past. Still, on Cassie's court documents, Cassie revealed how Diddy had threatened her ex-boyfriend Kid Cudi that he would take him out like he did with Tupac. Lo and behold, Kid Cudi's parked car was blown up. The only saving grace Kid Cudi had was him not being in the car when it happened. That's some next-level wild stuff. With all of these, Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy blew out of the proportion Diddy and his lawyers had expected. Initially, a settlement from Diddy's attorney had read that Cassie was just trying to blackmail Diddy to make some money. But within a twinkle of an eye, Diddy and his lawyers opted to settle out of court. This can only mean Cassie was spilling the truth, and Diddy couldn't allow that to continue for an extended period. Diddy thought he was cutting his losses by settling with Cassie within a day. But what he didn't know was that the lawsuit was just the beginning of his unending woes. A couple of other S-allegations lawsuits followed Cassie's case. Diddy's name was maintaining the headlines as different women flooded the court and media to speak out on how Diddy had either mistreated them or abused them in the past. The lawsuits kept coming, and even Diddy had to speak up at a time. Diddy claimed he was innocent, and everybody was just trying to tarnish his reputation. But really? Were they really trying to tarnish Diddy's reputation, or those things truly happened, and Diddy was just looking for a way to save face? Well, it seems it's the latter.
Diddy, it was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
Prince Harry was hanging with Diddy.
Anyway, going back to Diddy and his cohorts trying to sabotage each other, it may be a very long fight in the industry. Everyone knows how Diddy hangs out with almost every celebrity in America, ranging from actors and actresses to artists, athletes, royalties, CEOs, etc. There's no one Diddy isn't interested in hanging out with. The hangout we are talking about isn't the regular hangout of going on a lunch date together or something. Instead, Diddy gives these people the opportunity and location to tune out their moral compass and live up to their vices in his mansions. Talk about hosting the craziest parties in Hollywood. No one is putting it past Diddy's name. But now it's a different story. Diddy may have been the best guy to those people at some point in time, but things seem to be falling apart for Diddy right now, and all of them are about to leave him high and dry. In fact, they are trying to end his reign in the Hollywood world. Remember how Diddy's home raids are connected to the powerful and influential people who don't want to share in Diddy's troubles? Well, that's their way of telling Diddy the sweet relationship they had before had gone sour. Interestingly, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, tells the public that those people are not going against Diddy just because he has been going through a series of court battles. Instead, it's because Diddy has also stepped on the wrong toes. It's like Diddy has tried to blackmail those people, and it rubbed off on them the wrong way. Diddy must have asked for a favor, and probably they didn't give in, which could have made Diddy threaten them with exposing the dark secrets he had been keeping for years. It's a game of who has got the strongest hand. Will it be Diddy? Or will it be those influential people? That's something we have to look out for. If it's Diddy, we will be seeing many more secrets come out with video evidence. But if it's those people, Diddy may end up having his cell right next to R. Kelly, as the public has been predicting. Right now it seems both of them are in the lead. No unexpected secrets about influential figures are out in the open yet. And interestingly, Diddy hasn't been having any court cases relating to trafficking and drug dealings just yet, so it's a tie. But we will be watching. So, do you think Diddy stepping on the wrong toes could really put him behind bars for a very long time? Or do you think Diddy and his cohorts will settle their messy relationship without the public knowing the details? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on celebrity news updates.